All right, I'm going to try and show you how to make a character in the Dark Ages. I'm using Foundry, and these are this is from the Dark Ages, book or PDF. You can get the book on Amazon, or the PDF is free on my website. This is just the making a character section, and I just put it in Foundry as JPEG images. So let's start off making a character. I gotta make let me see, demo character over here. I'm going to try to make sure you can see everything. So I'm not trying to teach you Foundry. I'm just trying to use Foundry. I got to get my PDF set up here. I guess if I remember how to do this. Where'd that go? Well, here it is. Okay. And this, I think, is the older PDF. I have like a couple of versions, but they all work. Maybe I want to do the custom one. Let me see. Let me go. Where is it? Whoa. Let's see here. I got a second edition. I'm not sure if we'll just use the custom one. It's there somewhere. Let me close this. Did someone message me? I don't know what that was. Okay, let me open that again. It's the same one. Okay, whatever. All right, so here we are with the character sheet. This is the fillable PDF. It's on my website as well for free. And I'm just checking my Discord here to see if anyone's going to jump in, but I'm going to make a character. Now, it's very easy to make a character, so let me show you. You got the traits here, +3, +2, +1, 0, -1, -2, and you're going to put these under the traits, the 6 traits here. And I don't know what character I'm going to choose, but that kind of matters, I guess. I guess I'm going to do, well, let's just go for a paladin. Everybody wants to do a paladin, like a holy warrior type guy. So let's just do that. So obviously we're going to do +3 for prowess. Prowess is the strength and physicality of the person. Awareness. Well, I'm going to have +2 be the spirit, because that's for doing blessings, glory, for a paladin, glory and all that. Awareness, we'll go ahead and give them the +1 there. That's for dexterity type stuff and for defense. And then savvy will be 0. Intellect will be -2. And society will be -1. So these are the traits, basically what their bonuses are. You can upgrade those later as you get glory points. Hope you can see the character sheet here. Okay, now let's move over to, this is just explaining the traits and all that. So let's just go down. We're almost done making the character. Let's just go down to the holy warrior calling here. The vitality is 6 plus their prowess, which is 3, so that'd be 9, and a D6. So for men it's a D6, and for women it's a D4. That's right, men are men and women are women in this game. We do not erase women. 3. So what I say, 9, 6, and 9 and 3 is 12. So he's got 12 vitality. Okay, all of these things can upgrade. And if you divide that by 4, it's 3. So it costs you 3 glory points if they want to do another D6 on top of the vitality. And you get glory points in the adventures, right? 1 for beating new foes, and 1 for converting people, and 1 for you get like 1 for showing up. You get 1 glory point for showing up. So you get like 1 glory point per hour averaging in the game, depending on what you do though. If you're not doing much, then you don't get that 1 per hour. But the GM kind of assigns it based on just the different what they accomplish, really. What's notable and new. Like if they keep fighting rats, you're only going to give them the first time. You're going to keep getting them glory points for fighting more rats. They're going to do something else and different and neat and cool. Okay, let's do skills here. So, when you start off a character, you also get 2 skills at +1 die rank. Okay, so 2 skills at +1 die rank, and then here's some suggestions for skills. And in this game, you can pick any skills you want. You can even make up skills, and you get die ranks. And what's a die rank? A die rank is a D4. Or here, let me just show you this little chart here. I got here on the side. Let's go over here. I moved it over here. But these are die ranks. Right? 1 is a D4. So if I got +3 here, let me just do it right now. I'm going to do for the main weapon. It's probably going to be a sword of some kind or whatever. melee. I'll pick one in a minute, but let me just show you. You get +3 for the prowess, and then 1 die rank, is the way I note it, for the to hit. This will probably be a D8 or whatever, you know, for damage, sword or whatever. I'll put that in later. But this is it right here. So I've picked one here, 1 die rank, and I'm going to put another die rank here. On the spirit, like they're it's kind of like their magic points, but it's blessings, so spirit points or faith points rather. Sorry, it's actually faith points. Okay, so what is a die rank? A die rank is a D4. So when they swing their weapon, they get a +3 plus the D4 to hit, and then you roll a D20. Okay, so that's how that works. And I have a let's see, which one is this here? This one shows you die ranks as well. There's a little tool I got here, but you don't need it. I mean, you can just use a chart, and you know, as you go up in die ranks, you get to keep the highest when you roll these dice. So when you get die ranks. So what this does in my game, I use die ranks, and the reason I use die ranks instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which makes it easier. The game is so much easier if I just did +1, plus, you know, you get +1, +2, +5, +7, right? It's so much easier to do that, and I get that. But when you get to 10th level, 20th level, that other game, the simple game, breaks. Mine, you can keep going. You can get 10 die ranks, 12 die ranks, 20 die ranks. So you can, you know, and you can keep going with it. And so we have characters now that have played 70 sessions. So 3 hours each, 70 sessions about. You can jump in and play your first level, 0 level character and be right in the game. Okay, so that's how that works. That's why I'm using die ranks. So as you can see here, it's based on every 5. Every 5 you get a D12. So as you build up in die ranks, whether it's skills, whether it's bonuses, whether it's blessings, you combine them all. Whether it's some sort of advantage, something I give you, your gear, you're gonna, you know, start adding up all these die ranks. Whether somebody gives you a blessing, somebody aids you, someone gave you information that gives you some bonus die ranks, whatever it is, and that's the game. It's a gathering of die ranks, you know, to build up your dice pool for the roll. You know, for combat it goes quickly. You just use what you got and then you do it. But for research and engineering and repairs and stuff, you can really, there's a lot of teamwork going on with getting die ranks and getting higher on somebody's roll. And it's kind of, and you know, it makes it a fun game, like where they're all very working together to build up your die ranks, and it doesn't kill the game when you get high die ranks. Okay, so every 5 you get a D12. You can see it rotate, you know, another D12 here at 10 die ranks. At 15 you get 3 D12s, and again you roll the highest, or you keep the highest. So let me just show you real quick on this. This little tool here does give me a D20 plus my trait, let's say +3, or let's say I'm a, you know, high level guy, +4, and let's just say I get, you know, that right, that's 9 die ranks right there. So if I roll that, I'm gonna get the 4 and the 7. Wait, what? Oh, that's a 2, right? Is that a 2? I can't tell. It's on the let me see down here at the bottom. Oh, you don't see the dice thing, but it's it was a 2. So I rolled a 4, 2 plus my 4. I made a 10. So I made a total of 10. The roll of 4, the 2, I don't get the other one. That's the 2 was the highest. And the +4 for my trait, you know, this one's +3 here, but whatever. 10 is the roll I made. So I probably failed at whatever it was. So you can get these high die ranks and still fail. That's the great thing about this game, or about the die ranks, is how you can still fail. Anyway, here's a neat thing too. This DA here of damage is, that here is a 3 die ranker. I can actually improve that. I can actually make that go up to a 4 and then turn this into a D10. But for to go up to a 4 die rank damage, which is a D10, I would have to spend 4 glory points on the damage skill or whatever of that weapon. So that means I've been working out and, you know, practicing getting a harder hit. It's not just the die rank to hit. You can actually improve the die rank damage here, you know, of this D8 to turn it to a D10 or D12. And you can even go into dice pool if you really are, you know, practicing your weapon and making it more and more tougher, you know, a little more and more damage each time. All right, so let's go back to the paladin here. I spent the first 2 die ranks you get for free, as you can see right here. And that's really it. So let me go to the weapons. I'm going to choose for this guy. I'm going to choose Yeah, I'm gonna go with the mace, which is here. As you can see, D8. Oops, I'm gonna want to move it. Mace is a D8, right? I can improve that. Burden is medium. Range is, melee, obviously. Oops. And style. So what the style is for these weapons, crushing and parry. Style is optional, and I wouldn't even, for new players or young players, I wouldn't even recommend giving them these until they get into the game more and more, and then they can like start doing the styles, because the styles is like how they better you get to know your weapon and how to take advantage of using your weapon. But anyway, crushing means if you roll a 19 or 20, it's a crit, and parry means that you can parry with this weapon, although it's not that great, because the sword is a better parrying weapon than a mace, but you can attempt to parry with it. You do need skills in it though. One may switch any prowess to their defense against one melee attack one can see, or use the skill, or so I can switch some of this to my defense with parry on one melee attack, if I want. So what's defense? Defense is your awareness. It starts off as a 12 plus your awareness of 1 there, so it's going to be a 13 for starters. But I could improve it. I'm just taking notes here of what I'm doing here. Aware +1. But I could improve it if I get a shield and a helmet. Now in this game, I don't use like a purchasing system where you got to buy your gear. I just, story-wise, I feel like you should assign your gear based on what you think the character has. So let me put a mace here. I'm gonna say this is kind of a poor. I'm gonna do chainmail. No, chainmail's I feel kind of nice and expensive, but chainmail's kind of, yeah, I'm gonna do chainmail. Chainmail is 2 medium, so chainmail. So I only have 3 spots for medium, and you can't go to lighter with them. You can go up to heavier and use up 2 of those if you want. So there's that. Let me do a shield. Shield is a heavy, so let me go shield. Okay, and so that's +2 defense. Let me put that down under. That's gear. Yeah, aware +1, shield +2, and I can sacrifice it. Sacrifice means that if I do take serious critical damage, I can let my shield get destroyed, and then I don't take the critical damage or the critical wounds. Okay, I'm also going to get a basic helm. I figure he's got a basic helm, not an awesome helm. So I have 3 more. So he's now a 16 defense. So 16 to hit me, and the armor save is a D6, which is chain. So every time I take damage, the chain will absorb a D6 worth of damage. And that has to do with vitality here. As you can see in the chart here, chain wheel is a D6 save. Gear. So I can now pick gear. I can pick from the heavy, medium. I can't pick any mediums because I don't have any space under medium unless I move it to heavy, which I will do if I decide to. I'm going to say this paladin is pretty basic, so I'm going to say he's pretty basic. Camping gear. Now, when I say camping gear, it can be vague. It can be, I don't know what exactly, but when we're camping, I'm going to say I have camping gear, and hopefully get, the GM will give me a little bit of a die rank bonus or whatever, and then I can improve that camping gear by getting better camping gear. But I use it in the story however I see fit, that and then along with the GM's torch kit, GM's, yeah, that makes sense for that bonus or that little extra. Anyway, I'm gonna get tasty sausage. 4. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get a knife. It doesn't say on there, but I'm gonna just say I have a knife or a dagger. Yeah, I'll say I have a dagger. That's a light. And sack of salt. Why I have a sack of salt, I don't know. And I don't have a sack of salt. Tasty salt. Torch kit, tasty sausage, dagger. That's it. Who knows? I'll pick something up along the way. Okay. Blessings. So since I am a paladin, I'm gonna have to pick a blessing. Now there's all these skills here that I do not have. Upgrade of skills and weapons here. Armor save. You can upgrade your armor save. You can actually upgrade the D6 here to D8. You're improving your armor. So the D6 is obviously a D2. It's 2 glory points. So if you want to go to a D8, that's 3 glory points you got to spend to improve it that much. And by the way, if you destroy your chainmail, or if your chainmail gets destroyed, you lose whatever glory point you did, because that basically what you're saying is you spent all the glory points fitting that chainmail to you. So if that gets destroyed, you have to buy a whole new set of chainmail and start over with the fitting and adjustings and all that. And why do I say that, or why is that a rule in my game? Because I experienced it with my own personal medieval armor that I have. It takes a lot of time and effort to adjust and fix and repair the armor so that it works for you. You know, it's time consuming to personalize it. Okay, there's all this extra little skills here that I can do, and I could pick skills from other areas like charge and dodge, but for now I'm not gonna put any down, just to keep this simple. Okay, I'm now going to choose a blessing. I think for a paladin I get, right here, glory blessing to start. Oh, glory, yeah, I just start with glory. It cost me 2 glory points to get a second one, 3 glory points to get a third, 4 glory points to get a fourth. So glory is my blessing. It's very simple. I spend glory points to do extra damage, and it's holy damage. And if I miss, I lose the faith points that I spent. Obviously, I might want to get heal, which is a clerical thing, but I would have to ask a cleric for that, you know, like a heal blessing. There's other ones here, perseverance, righteous anger. And the way blessings work in my game is you basically get glory, but it's the strength of the faith points you spend right up here that makes it how strong it is. So I have +2 and one D4. So if I roll a D4 +2, oh, you're not gonna see this, but you'll see the die. I rolled a 1. Okay, 1 + 2 is 3. I get three faith points per encounter, and so I will spend those. And let me show you here real quick. There's a little chart. You can see this. It's pretty small. But deliverance, let's say I spend 2 on... Well, actually, all I need is deliverance because I'm just trying to kill the thing in front of me. So I only have 3 fate points. I'm only going to spend 1 for this attack. Hopefully I'll hit. And then if I do, I get an extra D4 damage. So not only do I get the D8, but I get an additional D4 die. I don't upgrade this die to D10 or D12, which is something else you can do in other ways, but for glory I actually get a separate D4 die, so that, you know, a little extra damage there. But with more faith points I can obviously make it stronger, right? The glory. Okay, so that's how that works. My character's kind of done. That's a, you know, beginning paladin, and as you get better and better at your paladin, you're going to do prayer, evangelism skills. You're going to add more blessings. Make yourself tougher, improve your armor here. You can't improve your defense necessarily unless you improve your awareness. You know, you upgrade this. So if you want to go from +1 to +2 on your awareness, that costs 3 glory points. It's the total of the two numbers, 1 and 2. So if I want to go from 3 to 4 on prowess, 3 to 4 is 7 glory points, and 4 and 5 is usually the maximum I allow for these traits. You know, kind of so similar to D&D, and that's 9 glory points for go to 4 to 5. I think if you go from 5 to 6, you have to take away from another glory point if you want to, you know, get into this, go deep with this. But 5 is like the maximum I allow, and then but for prowess for a woman, I think like 2 is the max, because they're women, and you know they get other abilities and stuff. They get a women's stuff here. There's a woman's touch here somewhere. I think it's with the sisterhood here. Yeah, this is all women's touch type things that women have, that are an additional beneficial thing that they specifically have to make women play and role play like women and role play like women in history, medieval history too. I do not have women act like men. I think that's a lie and absurd, and is not equality. It is absurdity. You're basically erasing women and what they do, what they've done in history, medieval history, what they do today, how they really are. Okay. Anyway, here's a paladin. I'm going to name him El Cid He better not be named El Cid, because El Cidet, El Cideto. There we go. Calling Paladin, player, demo. And right now he has, okay, let's just say, so this is the way I do it, 0, 0. He has 0 glory points, 0 spent. So let's just say for the fun of it, I'll end it here, but let's just say I get 5 glory points. So I put 5 and 5 running total, and 5 I can spend. So I'm gonna spend 5 glory points right now on this character to make them cooler, because we had a great session with, we beat some rats, we converted some people, we even convinced them to allow us to plant a church in the area, and we planted the church all in 3 hours. Pretty amazing. So whatever, 5 glory points. Okay. So what am I going to do? Oh man, I can add in there the skill. I would definitely want to add another to my faith points. So from 1 to 2 is 2 glory points. Costs 2 glory points to go to the second one. So let me do that. Boom. So I have 3 left. Let me put a 3 here. 3. All right. I want to do more damage. So D8 to D10 is 3 to 4. Oh, it's 4 glory points. Darn it. What else am I going to do? All right, let me do my armor save. D6 to D8. I'm going to make it go to D8. That's 3 glory points right there. So I now have, and I'm going to put that in my notes here because I just wanted to know that I did that. 3 glory points for D8. So that's just me, my own little notes there, just to remind me that that's what I did there. So what does that mean? That means I now have a little extra better chainmail, and my faith has gotten stronger so that I can use it more. That's it. And that's usually after one game, But after every game session, you'll get a few glory points that you can spend or you can save for the next thing. And and if I can even write down skills like, oh, I got to get prayer, man. I got to get prayer. So you just prayer. You obviously do +2 for your spirit, but then there's no glory, you don't have any 1 die rank, 2 die rank, 3 die. You don't have any of that yet, but obviously you want to do it. This guy, what else can I do for this guy? He jumping, literally just jumping, +3. So he wants to get better jumping across things. He realized in the game he jumps a lot. He jumps up this and jumps up that. What else? Mace repair. Or weapon repair. He was like, oh, I got to get better at that. He's got 0 savvy though. Savvy is for repair and stuff. I'm just trying to think of some things like right now, like because of the adventure. And again, these are just him taking me or the player taking notes on things I'd like to improve his skills in the near future, kind of thing. Let's do spiritual stuff. Well, I want to do another blessing. So let's just say heal. Get from cleric. So I really want to learn heal, to have heal, but I mean there are some paladin blessings I want. So that's just a note for me to say, oh, I want to get heal from a cleric. So I got to talk, spend some time with the cleric after we plant a church. Hopefully there'll be a clergy there. Spend some time with them, learn how to get heal, and I can then buy it as a blessing. With if it's my second blessing, it'll be 2 glory points. I might even, as a GM, say 3 because it's not here in this thing, but that's just a little homebrew thing. But basically, for blessings, anyone can gain blessings, but the clergy will start off with this or that, and it should be in the story that if they want to get a blessing from another one. And I do say I want nuns to really get their blessings and clergy to get theirs. I don't want too much crisscrossing. For the paladin, I would want him to get more of his own. So I would probably let me focus on these first, and then if I'm really crazy, I can get heal later, kind of a thing. Or especially get healed if you don't have a cleric, a typical clergy within your party. All right, so that's my little jib-jab here on that. Just making a character, just showing you how simple and easy it is to make a character. And then this character can go in any direction. You can turn into a bard. You can turn into a cleric. You can turn into a warrior. Just go focus on those skills. You can pick any skills you want as you go along. Okay, so that's how we make a character. Very simple, very fun, and very open-ended, the characters and what they can do. All right, so the game of life, everybody, roll holy dice.